Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for August 9th. Okay, let's get right into it. Gonna make it really quick tonight. Let's take a look at the fear and greed index. First of all, we are very fearful. That means investors are having a hard time and putting money back into the market right now from the recent dump. Looking at the futures, we are gapping down ever so slightly from the close, especially from the close. We see a massive dip, and then now this dip is slowly getting bought up. However, this level right here is now a very key level, right? So as it trend up in the pre-market tomorrow, we'll have to see if it gets back above this level and hold. If it does, then it's a long. If it gets rejected, then it's a short. Even if it gets above here and starts holding, it might ramp back up to where it closed and then fail again. Or from here, you're going to have a trade decision to make. With that said, taking a look at the SPY right now, here's a daily, the 30, and the 5-minute chart. This is the level that we looked at, right? This is the close area, and then we had this gap down, and then now it's grinding back up. So what we want to see tomorrow, I mean, take a look at this 293 and see how it reacts. Pre-market 293.50 over under as well. See if it can get back above and hold to continue and run. However, we do see that 50 EMA here on the daily chart that's running right into it, and we are running right back into key resistance area right here from where it first dropped off. So from here, it could just sell off tomorrow. It might get back up a little bit, but I think it's more likely that it gets rejected. This is a very key area. With that said, let's get into the watch list. Main watch tomorrow is Uber because Uber had earnings after hours, obviously a bad earnings reaction, and then it got bought up real quick once it found the bottom at 37.5. Okay, so we know 37.5 is now key support. And as far as resistance goes, this 42 and 43 area is very crucial. 43 is where it dumped off, right? And 42, it was unable to get back above after hours. Looking on the daily chart real quick, let's mark off 43. Okay, so 43, as you can see, this is the full daily chart from its IPO day. You see that 43 reacted very well. It acted as a key support for a long while from June to July. And now that it has snapped, popped back up and unable to recover. We do see that yesterday and today that people are either covering or buying into this earnings. So whoever covered or whoever bought into this earnings and held through, they are shitting their pants right now. They could be thinking about getting out as the stock did give them a chance. So at any pop back up into this 42 area, I think they would want out. So I do like the short more than the long. With that said, we are closing on a gap down here at $40.40 around this area. And we do see this 41 level being very key. Okay, so drawing this 41 level across. And 41 is also a watch. So very simple play on Roku. As you can see here, 41 and 42 and 43. I think the stock has an average shoe range, let me check real quick, of $1.50. So any pop back up and any signs of weakness in the tape during the open, I would like to short it. Or there could be an opening drive play to the downside if it refused to get above a whole number at the open. So with that said, I do like it more on the short side. If I do miss the short move, I will wait until the sell-off is over, and then probably after price discovery, wait until it finds the bottom. Now, where will it bottom? This 40 area could kind of give it some sort of support level because it's a key psychological whole number. Coming over here on the daily chart, I want to take a look at the 40 real quick. It is, first of all, a psychological whole number. Second of all, here we have support. Here we have resistance, very key. support here during the IPO days, resistance here during the IPO days. So this 40 area also very key watch. So expect some sort of a bounce from 40. If it snaps through 40, get out quick because it's going to sell off quick to the next level. And the next level, we could be looking at 38.5 and then 38 and then 37.5. So very key, concise support and resistance. Not even going to save this up because it's actually pretty easy to plot again tomorrow morning. Next up, we have TDD. Same thing, earnings reaction. Sold off initially, got bought right back up. What's interesting is this earnings report is actually a positive report. They came out with good guidance. They came out with revenue beat numbers. They have a nice outlook over the next quarter. So I do expect the stock to run sometime during the day, especially tomorrow being Friday. I don't think shorts would like to hold the short overnight. With this stock, with it having an earnings catalyst, the volume is definitely there. That makes the stock very in play. As soon as it finds bottom, then I'm going to want to long it. This yesterday's closing price is pretty key here at 257.23. Coming over here on the daily chart real quick. Let's see. This 260 also very key. Now I want to take a look at TDD real quick and see the average true range of the stock is about $12.50. So trading the stock is very volatile. One bar can run a couple dollars on you. So definitely be mindful of that when you trade this ticker and set your risk properly. Risk about $1 to $1.50 would be nice and safe, in my opinion. 240 is a key. 264 is a key level. 268 here on the 30-minute chart you see is some sort of a key level as well. I do want to see it bottom out and start forming higher low from here. And as you can see, after hours, it sold off under 260, quickly reclaimed and started forming higher lows at the 260 already. So that led me to believe that the 260 is extremely key, right? So mark these levels off, 260, 262, 264, every $2 up. As far as the daily chart goes, I mean, can it sell off? Definitely. Will these not hold? Probably. It definitely has that probability as well. So there's a long side and a short side, right? As far as the long side, these are the type of support areas that I'll be looking at. As far as the short side goes, 270, okay, is very key, as well as 272, where after hours it topped out. You can see today very, very key levels here. So if it shows signs of weakness and starts forming lower highs from here at 270 and 272, you can definitely short it and expect this thing to trade within the range. What we don't know is whether this stock is going to trend up all day or trend down all day, but we do know that the key entries are right here. The long entries are right here around the 260s. The short entries are right here around the 270s. So that's TTD. Disney, I really like. Today, I totally missed it as we see a gap up, a dump, and it found support from yesterday's highs at 136. So 136, we already know it was a key level from its earnings reaction. If I zoom out here on the 5-minute chart, 136 was very in play, and it's still in play right now. This is a very key level. Now, today it made a high at 138 and refused to get back above 138. So 138 is going to be a big watch here. Depending on what it does tomorrow at the open, when price discovery happens, see what the market wants. If it wants higher, it should get above 138 and hold 138. And from there, you can long it back up. The first resistance I see is 139 and then 140, right? So very easily identifiable on these resistance areas. As far as support goes, of course, today we had 137 as a support and 136 as well. And then if 136 snaps, we go back into August 7th territory. Coming into the daily chart here, specifically this candle right here on August 5th, okay, the low of August 5th is 137, and we are just slightly above it right now. So if it comes down tomorrow pre-market and holds this 137, that's also a long thesis as well. You can long it back up. Taking a look at the average true range real quick, Disney. Average true range is lately for the past 14 days, the average true range is $2.90. So there's a $3 range here on the average. So if it bounces off 137, then your target should be near and around the 140 on the long side, and vice versa on the short side. So that's DIS. And finally, we have Apple. Apple is very interesting as it gapped up over the 200 level, which I've mentioned many times for the past few days, this 200 level. And today it held the support at the 200, as you can see at the pre-market and the opening, and it just ran from there. Now it has reclaimed 202 as well, but 202 is kind of iffy. After hours, we do get a little pop. I think it definitely wants to test this highs around the 204 area. So looking at here on August 2nd, the first resistance I see is the closing price at 204.02. So definitely mark that off, 204.02. That might show a sign of weakness if the market is weak. If it gets above and hold, you can long it, and 205 and 206.75 area, that's next on the long side. If it dips out and holds some sort of support around the 200, that's also a thesis for a long as well. So definitely long and short on this play. The volume on Apple is still there and still very relative. Not to mention, after hours, on the SPY, we did get a major gap down. Now, this major gap down or major pull down on the SPY here happened when news came out that Trump is, I think, U.S. is deciding to put a hold on Huawei again, and they're talking about tariffs. And Apple in itself and all the big chip companies, they are going to get affected with this tariffs coming in. So with that said, when playing Apple, I do like the short side more for tomorrow, at least in the first half an hour, AAPL. At least in the first half an hour to an hour, I do like the short side more and bring it all the way down. With that said, that's basically my watch list this evening. I hope you enjoyed what you watch, and hit the like button and subscribe. Share this watch list. It's for free. And I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Thanks. Ciao.